Greetings, it's Friday's Inspiration. There we are, there we go. Wow, that was a whirlwind trying to get here, and then had a hard time getting online. So, straighten this out a little bit. So, I think we missed out on Facebook. We didn't get here in time. So, I think we're just here for our, just for YouTube. So hold on just 1 minute. I have to grab my notebook. So just 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. Greetings, everyone, for Friday's Inspiration. Today we have something really exciting to talk about. And welcome Roma from Lithuania. She's there visiting her family, so glad she made it. And Angelica Angelica is from the Philippines. Catherine, good to have you here from Germany. Yes, we always have a global audience, so that's always amazing. So we only have YouTube, so we're going to just have to post it live on on Facebook afterwards. Let me just take a deep breath, and we're getting set up. So today we're talking about the what prevents your breakthrough. There's quite a few things that people have goals for. Hang on just a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so there's quite a few things that people have goals for that over here. Okay, great. Thank you for your patience. That people would like to create a breakthrough for. I think the biggest one is creating a financial breakthrough. And is this fan a little noisy? It's kind of warm. I was running around. So the biggest thing that people are trying to make a breakthrough with is, I would say, breaking through that financial ceiling. And this is one of the most challenging ones, partially because of all of the lack mindsets that are currently on the planet, the constant programming of not enough and lack, and how the oppressive energies that run the planet. Hang on, just getting more distracted here with come on. Hang on just a second here. It's one of those days, isn't it? The tip on my pen fell out. Let's see if there's a new one in here. There is not. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay. So the 1%, that oppressive energy on the planet, they own all of the money, or most of the money on the planet. And so this is a big controlling force on the money energy that's on the planet. So that's one of the things that a lot of people are having a challenge breaking through that financial ceiling. And so maybe this is one of your goals, one of the goals that you would like to create a breakthrough with. Another very challenging thing is where people are trying to figure out what their life purpose is. They know they're here on this important time in human history to bring their gifts forward and to create some changes for the planet, to support the breakthrough that we're making as a planet into this golden age. So a lot of you have a specific purpose at this time on the planet. And so some of you are trying to find out not only what that is, but maybe you know you know in your heart of hearts you're this amazing healer, or you have this way of being able to coach people through some challenging things, or you're an entrepreneur that has really amazing ideas that you want to bring forward, but you keep bumping against those things that are just holding you back. So the life purpose is another big thing that people are trying to create a breakthrough with. Another thing is allowing love into our lives. So this is oftentimes a big challenge for a lot of people. The current circumstances on the planet are making that a greater challenge for those who are locked down with people for a very long time, people that maybe they were in a relationship with, that they then discovered that they really don't have a lot in common. They don't have this huge alignment anymore. And not knowing how to break out into another, especially in view of the circumstances we're in. But also, like, maybe your heart is feeling a little guarded now, and maybe you're not feeling confident, and you have those things, those invisible things that you're pushing up against that are holding you back from breaking through into creating and finding your loving relationship. A couple other things. One is a lot of people have weight goals that they would like to, break through those limits where they can, only able to get to a certain goal. And you notice I don't say weight loss. Nobody wants to lose something. And so I like to refer to it as weight goals. So we might have a goal weight and maybe some measurements. I'm all about the numbers, as you know. So that's another breakthrough that people want to create in their life. And then the final one I wanted to talk about was that seems to be very common is with health issues. Now we have a very big health issue on the planet right now, and we're not going to get into that, but it's creating a lot of worry and a lot of fear for a lot of people. And as things are starting to crank down again, it's creating a lot of anxiety for people, which is like the number one thing that creates illness in the body, is when our bodies are under stress. So what if once you have, what you'd like to break through, whether it's a financial ceiling, finding what your life purpose is, and stepping into it, or whether it's allowing love into your life, maybe it's those weight goals or health issues. There are there's 4 specific things I want to talk about that are holding people in a box. And they all start with the letter P. So maybe that would be easier to remember these. So these 4 sides of this box that are holding you in. The first one is that I want to talk about is the past. The past can hold you back like an anchor. If you have all these regrets, thinking you wasted a bunch of time, I grew up in a religious cult, and talk about wasting time. I spent, it was up until I was 38 before I was suicidal, that I could actually leave this cult. And talk about feeling like I wasted my whole life. And so I have learned how to get over these kind of regrets, and feeling like if I coulda, woulda, shoulda done this, or a lot of you have that, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda done a certain thing, that your life would be different now. And so the past is one thing that can really hold people back in not really moving forward. Another P word is people. Now, a lot of you will use people as an excuse for not moving forward. Oh, my partner this, or my family that, or my children this. I remember the first time that I went to the Amazon jungle. I was called to go, and I felt, even though my children were adults, I was still in that kind of mother role where I felt like I needed to be there for my children. It's not like they couldn't call me in Peru or still get in contact with me, but I had been using that as this habitual way of keeping that as my reason for not going places or doing things or expanding into something. So notice if that is something that you're using as an excuse, that, saying that certain people are holding you back. A third part of this box that's holding you in is programs. Now, we're all like these big computers, right? Where we've just been programmed with everything we do is basically a program. We've been programmed by our parents initially, maybe through our religions, maybe through our boss, or certainly the governments are imposing some very, very big programming. And programming is something that happens that's very repetitive. That's how programs work. In fact, back in the 20s or 30s, Sigmund Freud's son sold this concept that Sigmund Freud came up with, that we train or entrain our subconscious mind through repetitive programming. And he sold this concept, which is much bigger than that, but he sold this concept for millions of dollars way back in the day to the network companies and all the ones who do the news, right? And so ever since then, they've been using repetitive programming over and over and over to make things like smoking look very cool, and everything we have going on the planet right now is all the result of programming, hearing repetitive over and over and over and over. And then pretty soon you'll notice that people stop thinking for themselves. This is how cults work. And so this repetitive programming, you can hear the words that are coming out of people's mouth, and you know which news channel they've been listening to. So programs is a big one. And along with those programs, there's some deeper programs that are run by, I call it the 1%, that oppressive energy on the planet that has created. So this is the basic program that they have on the planet right now, which is you have to work hard, really hard, and you have to struggle and suffer for the money that you make. If you have any struggle and suffering, it's all your fault. And if you look around, you see everybody struggling and suffering, and that's just the way it is. So this is the big lie program that we've been programmed with. And so these are the kinds of programs that need to be eliminated so that we can make breakthroughs that we want. There's one other program that I just want to talk about that I call it the amnesia program. The amnesia program was also created by this oppressive energy on the planet, where and this is a super, super old program, along with that one that you have to work hard for a living. And then the amnesia program is designed to prevent us from knowing and recognizing that we not only can self-generate love, but how to do it. And so this is a program where they've made us forget how to do this. So programs can operate in lots of different ways. So that's the third part of this box that's holding you in. The fourth part is patterns, which is a little bit like programs, but the patterns are the things that you do over and over and over again to reinforce those programs. So the habits that you create, that you do over and over, and oftentimes this can keep you in a box where you just do the same thing always over and over and over. So I'd love to hear in the chat box if you resonate with any of these breakthroughs that you would like to create, or any of these things that are preventing you, the 4 P's that are preventing you from making your breakthrough. So the past, people, programs, and patterns. I'd love to hear what you guys are experiencing yourself along these lines. And because we have a very big, not only MediClearing for you today, but something that we're going to be sharing with you. So it's great to see so many of you on here from YouTube, because we're just YouTube today. Didn't make it in time for Facebook. So we have South Africa also from here, and Vancouver. Great. Hey, Bart. What he says, do you know what my purpose is? Well, this is actually the part of the journey of life. You know, it could be very easy for me to say, oh, this is your purpose, this is what you should be doing. But learning and discovering what it is because of your own exploration, your own journey, is really how you find your life purpose. However, if you have these things that are in the way, it's going to make it really hard for you to discover what that purpose is. Like if you have these programs or people according to your sixth chakra, it's going to be really hard to see clearly what it is that you should be doing, because you're trying to see the world through other people's filters, which is how they see the world. And so that can create a lot of confusion. So that's a super important thing that needs to get cleared. And yes, thank you for the reminder, Roma, that please share, like, subscribe, click those notification reminders and bell things and all the things you need to do. More people need to know about what we're doing here, because this is real stuff. We're about to do a MediClearing and give you guys a taste of what actually we do here every week. Natalie has a pinched nerve in her neck tonight. We're talking about things related to the nerves, to the neck, is all about communication. And Christine, such a relief to be free from the cult, right? Yahoo! Yes, and I did reply. I can't read that. It looks like it's in Egyptian. But I did reply to your comment that you made earlier about the anger. So that anger exercise is excellent. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do, which is stir up the anger so you can release it. So the exercise didn't make you angry. It's only stirring up what already exists. So keep doing it, and make sure you do a nice burning exercise on that third day where you're going to burn it up. So from Saudi Arabia, awesome. Great to have you here. Stopped watching the news 40 years ago. Yes, I don't own a TV or watch the news. However, the same kind of programming is everywhere on the internet. So we have to use a lot of caution and discipline with what we're programming our minds with. You know, the habits of that scrolling habit that can be just as bad as the news. So Catherine says, I run patterns that do not allow me to rest and to work hard. Yes. So this is very, very common, this belief that's actual, like a belief that we have to work hard for a living. And so I'm not, you know, advocating sitting under a money tree waiting for the money to fall on our head either. There is a happy medium there between working hard, so taking actually all the hard out of the work. So staying busy, having a full schedule, but taking the hard out of it is what I'm an advocate for. And Libra Sunshine from Santa Monica, good to have you here. Okay, good. You started working with someone, great. And yeah, if it's not me, then find someone that you resonate with, that you can work with, that can help you move forward. TV and radio, I can't bear to listen to anymore. I know it's very, very low frequency. And Katya, great to have you here, Katya. Looking to lift more brain fog. Right. It's pretty hard to step into new patterns and to new things. The last week we were talking about stepping into our spirit of adventure. It's pretty hard to do all those things when we have this brain fog, taking our next step. And so before we do our MediClearing, I wanted to tell you about a special opportunity that's come up. Now, I had been doing these 21-day daily MediClearings, this program, for many months, and then I got distracted taking care of my van, and now that's all taken care of. So Spirit says on 8/8 is the time to do it, and it's a Lionsgate portal. It's a new moon, and so this is what we're stepping into, is this this 21-day program that's going to be starting on this Sunday, 8/8. So this 21-day program, I'll have Roma put the link here. Oopsie. And then we can share it with you. We have a very non-stable platform here. So I'll have Roma post that, and then I'll share it with you. And this Sunday is the first day of 21 days. This month we are, oops, wait a minute. This month we are going to be taking Saturday off. In the past, we've been taking Sunday off. This time we're going to be taking Saturdays off as a day to integrate. But other than that, we'll be every single day doing what we're about to do here. We do it every day for about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And every day builds on the next. So we clear a lot of stuff in the beginning that relates to all of your dreams and desires, all the things that you want to break through. So you're going to come with an intention of something you want to break through. And we also are going to be doing really powerful vision board work, vision boards. That's part of one of the bonuses, is the vision board or the Dream Architect Toolkit. So actually, if you were to join today, this is the first day of that 3-day window before and after the new moon, where you're in those really powerful energies that support you for your dreams and your desires. So this would be the day to start collecting your pictures, writing down your intentions. What is it that you want to break through? And then creating and planting your seeds on the 8th when we get started. So this is where we're going to be for the next 21 days, just digging deeper and deeper and clearing more and more every day, planting seeds and stepping into your breakthrough. So I hope you'll be joining us. I'm going to give you a little preview of what we're going to be doing every single day. This is what we do here every week, every Friday for Friday's Inspiration. I talk about a certain subject, and then we do a clearing on that specific thing. I stir up some energies that relate to what it is we're going to be clearing. So today we're clearing some of the things that are preventing your breakthrough. So let's go ahead and get started with the process called running your energy. This is a process that's outlined in my new book that was published in November of this past year, Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. This is also one of the bonuses that I'll be giving for those of you in the United States. If you are international, it costs about $25 to $30 to send an international thing. So I'll be, if you'd like an autographed book of the book, there is a $25 fee if you're international. So other than that, let's get started running your energy. So you can get that book also on Amazon, and that's also available. So let's get started with sending down that grounding cord from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the earth. And this whole process is outlined in my book with illustrations, etc. So we're going to start bringing earth energy up through the legs and down the grounding. Great. Let's see if you have a worry circle. Yes, out to the third layer of your aura. So we're going to pull in this worry circle with all your worries, stress, anxiety, doubts, fears, uncertainty. And we're just going to send that down the grounding cord. Excellent. Right as we pull that circle into the second layer, there's a lot of anger and rage. So we want to send that down the grounding cord. There, now we can take a deep breath. Okay. Now we're going to bring pure source down through your creative rings. You have between 3 and 50 that are stacked above your head, where you hold those dreams and desires. So we're going to start bringing pure source down through those creative rings so that they are recalibrated in your highest and best interests. And I didn't mention this before, but it's helpful if you tune in to how you're feeling before we started all this, because it's a good reference point to how you're feeling when we're done. So as we're bringing this pure source down through the crown, the sixth chakra going down through the central core. So right at that sixth chakra, this is some of that fog that was brain fog that was being mentioned earlier, all the way out to the 15th layer. So whose energy is that? That's the 1%. They hang out in this 15th layer. So that's the brain fog. Their beliefs, the ones that I talked about earlier. They have a lot of new beliefs too, which I'm not going to go into. You all recognize and feel the oppression that we're all under. And so the more that we know how to find their energy in our energy field and release it, then we're not going to feel overwhelmed by their influence. We're not going to feel overtaken and oppressed and victimized by their influence. Okay, great. So now we're bringing pure source down through that sixth chakra, down into the throat where it's stopping again out to the 15th layer. So this is all the censorship that's happening on the planet now, where truth is being hidden and truth is being suppressed, and truth is being, not quite sure the right words for that, but lies are being replaced with lies. So that's why people are so confused right now and afraid, don't know what to believe anymore. Okay, great. So we're pulling all of that in right at the throat so you can step into the power of your voice. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be able to express your message clearly. Okay, great. So now as we're bringing pure source down through, we're bringing pure source down through into the heart where it's stopping. Again, out to the 15th layer. That 1% is being stirring things up today. And so we're just going to pull all of that, those programs like the amnesia program, all the programs that talk about not being able to self-generate love, not being able to tap into our infinite intelligence in our heart. And as we bring this energy in at the heart, great. And then we bring that energy down through into the solar plexus, where it's stopping again, out to the third layer. So when energy is stuck at the third layer, third chakra, that's like a big stop sign. Like, just your power is stuck and it's not moving anywhere, and you might feel a little depressed or unmotivated or no energy. That's this block right here. Okay, good. So now we're going to bring pure source down through the solar plexus into that second chakra where it's stopping. It goes out to that third layer. And this is where you're holding a lot of anger and rage. So this is what a lot of people are using as their fuel source right now. If they get mad enough at themselves, they'll do that thing that they want to do, or they might get motivated to do something that they see that's unjust, that's happening on the planet. But most of you just have this anger that just goes round and around and around and around, and it just creates a lot of havoc on your nervous system, and it doesn't feel good. So we're releasing the excess anger in that lower belly. So as we were talking about it, it expanded all the way out to the 15th layer. So this is not your anger. It belongs to the 1%. So this is how they use you as their fuel source. They cause you to be angry. So they do all these things that are going on in the planet that infuriate us, make us frustrated and angry, and we see the injustice that's going on, and maybe we've lost loved ones, or we know people who are suffering, and it's very infuriating. So when they can keep us angry, then they are creating through you the energy that feeds them. So they feed on these lower vibrating energies of anger, fear, worry, anxiety. So let's pull their anger out of your second chakra and send it. We're going to send it up, actually. We're going to send it up so it goes off planet, so that you can stop being their fuel source. Just think, if everybody did this, they would, like, it's like the vampire that sees the light. They would just vanish. But they're going to keep stirring the pot for a while. They're not done yet, just so you know. And this is why we need to fortify our energy field, our energy system. We need to become masters of our energy so that we are not the influence of them. Okay, great. So as pure source is coming down through that second chakra, spilling down the root, great. We're going to mix those two energies, the earth energy coming up through the legs with pure source coming down the backside. Where those two meet at the root chakra, we're going to mix it. We're going to bring it up the front, this 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine, up through the second and the third. So it's stopping right at that solar plexus, out to the third layer. Let's pull that stuck power. We're going to pull that into the core of your solar plexus. So we're just going to dump it down the grounding. Okay, good. There. So now, as we're coming up through the solar plexus into the heart, where it's stopping again, we're going to go out to the 5th layer. And this is where it looks like you're having a hard time expressing yourself from your heart. So that's the communication. How do you communicate from the heart? A lot of you are communicating from your solar plexus, or which is, full of anger, and then things come out sideways. That's not what I meant to say. And so we're going to pull this energy in at the heart. And there's also a lot of judgments in the heart today, where maybe you're judging yourself for some things you've said, or some regrets about things you wished you would have said that you didn't. So we're just going to pull all of that in so that you can start speaking your truth from the heart. And we're going to bring this energy up through the heart and the throat, where it's stopping again. We're going to go all the way out to the 15th layer, where that 1% doesn't want to hear what you have to say. They don't want to hear your complaints. They don't want you to question all of the lies that they're programming on a daily basis, all day long. And so we're going to pull all of this energy in at the throat. Whew. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So right at the throat. This is kind of like the opposite of what was in the heart. And it's the same energy. It's just that here it's at the throat. And not being able to speak your truth, connect your voice to your heart so you can express yourself from the heart. Okay, great. And maybe you have a lot of things you'd like to tell the government that feels unspoken. So just get it clear. Just send all that energy out. Okay, or down the grounding, actually. Okay, so now we're coming up through the throat into the 6th chakra, where it's stopping again, out to the 15th layer. More of those 1% beliefs. So just pull that energy in. So the idea is that when you come here is that you're learning how to do this process called running your energy, so that you learn how to master your own energy, as opposed to coming here and you just get an energy clearing and you feel better. But then, maybe tomorrow something else climbs back in your energy field, but you don't know how to clear it. So if you're doing this along with me, you're going to be learning how to do this. So we're pulling in this energy at the 6th chakra. It pulls into the 4th layer, where you're holding a judgment against yourself, where you're making yourself wrong for something you should have done or could have done, or something that you did do that you now regret. And then there's a lot of anger, so a lot of beliefs that keep this angry energy in place. Maybe you're using anger as a way to feel powerful because you feel victimized. But if you clear that victim energy and we clear the anger and we clear this 6th chakra, where we can replace it with more aligned thinking, then you won't be angry like we are like it's showing up today. A lot of anger. Okay, good. Okay, are you able to breathe a little easier now? We're not quite done. So as this energy comes through the 6th chakra, out the crown, through all of your rings, you're likely to have more than when you started. And then that energy is going to cascade down through all the layers of your aura, like a big fountain, 360 degrees around you. And we're going to pay special attention to the 15th layer. So we're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to lift this 1% energy out of your aura. And so that's why they hang out way out in that 15th layer, where most people are unaware that that's, they don't even recognize that that's not part of their energy field. So as we're lifting this up, right, sending that off planet, we're going to do the same thing with the 30th layer. So we're going to start at the bottom, This is where the reptilians hang out, even further out. Okay, good. And yet, so a lot around the head where they're trying to affect how you think and your ability to give yourself permission to be sovereign. They're trying to take our sovereignty away right now so that we are not the boss of ourselves, and they want to control everything. So this is where you re-own your personal sovereignty. Good. So that 30th layer, all the way up and off planet. And interestingly enough, those two layers, the 15th layer and the 30th layer, are on both sides of the most powerful part of our aura. The 25th layer, the 20th layer that sits right there. And they're trying to compress and hold down this powerful part of our energy field. They don't want it to expand out to the 40th layer, which is where oneness exists, which is where we will all recognize that there are no divisions in this 40th layer. We're all made of the same stuff. When you cut your chest open, you can find a heart in everyone in the same place, because we are all basically identical. 99 point something % of us is identical. The only thing that's different is this outer shell, the skin, the color of our hair, how tall we are, our facial features that will cause us to be associated with a certain race or country, or that's what causes the divisions. And so they don't want us to recognize that we are all the same, basically, that we all have the same hopes, dreams, aspirations, desires. And when we expand out that far, we're also going to be expanding into more of our innate gifts and our abilities, our senses, those 360 senses, not 5, not 6, 360 senses we have access to. So the more of those senses we have access to, the more we know, the more we connect the dots, the more we can see truth, and we won't be oppressed. We'll be able to step into our authentic power and create those breakthroughs that you want to create. So last but not least, we're going to clear your circle of reciprocity, or the upper 4 chakras, the heart, throat, 6, crown. Let's start with the heart as we bring that heart energy out that right arm. So it's stopping right at your shoulder. Actually, this is the right. I do it this way because I'm clearing you guys like you're the mirror. So as we bring that heart energy up through the shoulder and down that right arm, then you're going to be able to implement and do the things that need to be done to create a breakthrough, those inspired actions. And as we bring that implementing masculine energy out that right arm, then we're going to put your hands together like this so your fingertips are connected, like you're holding a small ball in your hand. And then we're going to bring the receiving energy, the feminine receiving energy, up your left hand and left arm, so that you can start receiving all the things that you're wanting to create in your life. There we go. Up through the shoulder, down through the front and back of the heart. So that's the circle, out the right arm, in the left. Circle of reciprocity. Starts with giving from the heart, and then you receive. And it simultaneously passes through the throat. So you can, ask for what you need, say what you prefer, set very clear boundaries. And then it simultaneously passes through that 6th chakra, clearing those limiting and lack mindsets. Through the crown, So you can give yourself permission to receive. It has less about other people not giving to you and more about you allowing yourself to receive. And then through all of those creative rings, excellent. This is where you access your Akashic records. All of the information you need from the past out into the future, it's all in these rings. So that's the process of running your energy. And I want you to notice how you feel now compared to when you started. You might put it in the chat bar. And here's where you could get the book. And so just imagine if you could do this every single day for 21 days. What could you create that's going to be different in your life? What kind of breakthrough would you like to create? So this is what we're going to be doing for 21 days, right there, starting this Sunday. So if you sign up today, you can take advantage of the bonuses, get started on your vision board, get those pictures cut out. When I was clearing out storage, I found some folders that had a bunch of pictures from doing vision boards in the past. So I've got all my stuff ready to go for this weekend. So I'll be creating a new board as well. All right. Checking to see if you guys have any questions, and I'd love to hear how you guys are feeling now compared to when we started. Generally, it's a lot clearer. And okay, so Libra Sunshine says she's been using this healing technique with fire, like running fire, like as the energy is running through your energy field. I imagine that you're using the visual of fire just burning through all this stuff. And that works very well for her. So awesome. Catherine says she feels clearer. And our person in Saudi Arabia says she feels much, much better. Much, much better. And so much more relaxed. Yeah, so this is just one day. So this is getting us ready for our breakthrough. So we're going to be doing this every single day. And what ends up happening is within a very short period of time, we don't have to stop and clear all these things along the way of running your energy. And then we can start clearing things like energy cords, like discarnate beings, dead people that might be trying to channel their miserable old life through you, or how people might be courting to you, or the 1%, if have any fears or anger. So every day we just keep inching away at all this, and you gradually get clearer and clearer so that you can step into your breakthrough. So I hope you'll be joining us. And let's see, Christine says her mind is open to try something new. I've been hesitant to work with a pendulum. I'm excited to see where this goes. Excellent. We'd love to have you, Christine. And pendulum, I used to use a pendulum many years ago. Actually helped to train my abilities to know. So what am I doing here? My abilities to tap into my own intuition. So, and then I used muscle testing, and now I just count. And so each time it's just all practice, right? And so you want to know about blockages you have in a job and money. Well, if you're asking, then chances are you must know that you already have a block, right? Your money vibration is very low. It's at 250. So this is another one of the things we're going to be stepping into, is raising your money vibration as well. So whatever it is that you want to break through, come join us, bring your intentions, and it's going to be amazing. So you are also very welcome. So thanks for joining us, and we will be back on Tuesday to answer your personal questions. And I'm going to be encouraging the people in the program to get on early and post their questions, anything that they're struggling with personally, or they want to know where things are, or something very specific to further help them with their breakthrough. So they will be, it's first come, first serve. So get on early and post a question. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. My apologies for being late. Sometimes that happens. And, but I will be quite diligent to get on early, make sure I'm connected for starting on Sunday. All right. Sending so much love. Namaste.